We are live. So, welcome back to the James and Mcgee Show, McLooney Live. I am your host. I am James McGee. That would be your cue,
Oh,
D.
Deirdre. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Hi, everyone.
So, I'm I'm doing well. We got a lot to talk about. So, hey, your head's kind of cut off. Adjust your camera a little bit.
I
There
can't
you go.
really.
Okay, no, you're
It's
good.
just going to be cut off.
Okay. All right, we got a lot to talk about. Let's jump into it. So, you did a video earlier on the amount of recalls that we have going on with our food. Well, we can call
I
it food.
actually just found that
Okay.
about the
Well,
recalls.
it's not we can call it food. It's really not food. What the so-called food industry is feeding people. So that's what the main issue is. Go ahead. Let's what have you found?
So for anyone that's watching, there is a massive recall on about 12 million pounds of chicken. And I actually had some of the foods in my fridge. I threw them out. It has pretty much any pre-made chicken products that you have. Like one of the ones was the taquitos was recalled. Um, any of the like Atkinson like frozen meals, a lot. I would say most of the frozen meals, like really popular brand stuff. All of it is recalled, so please check your fridges if you want to find it. It's on USDA website. There are 345 pages of products that are recalled right now, and they are at every grocery store. Um, but I just want to know, like, what's going on, and how have there been this many recalls over the past 4 years? I've never in my lifetime seen this many recalls. This is insanity. And so the video you were talking about was, um, I was talking about the little slogan, "Build Back Better," and decimating the food supply would be how they also build back better.
I'm gonna tell you, D. If you'd have said something like that a couple of years ago, I would have said you've lost your mind. And I've just never been one to buy into conspiracy theories. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm not ready to agree with you or to go that route. But I'm gonna tell you that I'm also not ready to say that you're nuts because something is fucking going on
Mm-hmm.
now. The what I've been paying attention to a lot, and Megan Kelly has been really on, and RFK, that's his biggest thing is chronic disease.
Well, I love him.
Yes, so I don't know if I'm ready to say that the government is trying to kill us, but I am going to say that they're bought and paid for by the food industry, and e- e- so the end result is people are dying from chronic illness, and people are dying from what the food industry is producing and feeding, especially our kids. So there is definitely some validity to that. Uh, That's not food. What they are producing is not food. It's I forget. I think it was 80 something ingredients that is commonly in our food is banned in Europe.
I can tell you all of them. I am very well versed in this. Like
Yeah.
I'm.
So
A lot of people think that I'm crazy because I know all the stuff that is
now you
banned.
just do your
It's
research. You
it's
do your
been
homework.
banned. It's banned in most of the world, not just Europe. It's banned in even China, and it's in all of our foods.
Okay, it's banned. Hold on. It's banned in China, but it's
Mhm.
being fucking produced in China to feed it to Americans.
Right? Because we're allowing it.
Yeah, no,
The FDA is a government agency. They're not for you.
they're they're bought and paid for by the food. A lot of these FDA scientists and researchers are also doing research on the side for the food industry. That's been proven that the FDA is just no different than Fauci. Fauci really wasn't a government employee. Fauci was owned by the pharmaceutical companies. So that's what we have to really start paying attention to that a lot more than we do, and quit thinking that the government has our best interest, because they really don't. They
No.
don't. It's, the politicians are owned by big pharma. They are owned by the food industry, the top four. And when I say food, I don't. It's what people are being fed, but it's not food. Processed food is not food. That's not food. Food is something that you get from animals, and you get from whatever, whatever your take is, whatever if you're a vegetarian, I don't care. But it comes down to food. If it comes down to whole foods, and that's what we have gotten away from, and the government has just, in this food industry, has just sold us just poison is what they have. So
And I really started getting into this when my daughter's formula was recalled back in January. Then I
mhm,
found out that her formula was being exported out to Israel. Israel found the contaminant. And once I found out that American formula, baby formula, is complete garbage, like they might as well scrape a bottom of a dumpster and throw it in some formula. That's how it is horrible what they feed babies. I switched her to a European goat milk formula, never had another issue, not one.
no, 100%.
And so, I mean, something has changed over the past 4 years, and I will find out what it is, because I can promise you something. There was some bill passed, there was something that happened over the past 4 years that has changed the way our foods are made, what's in them, or whatever the facilities that they're being made in, because this is insanity. I never have seen this many recalls. I mean, the Quaker recall, that was a big one that targets kids. The applesauce is always recalled. Now it's chicken, boar's head. I mean, I think this past year everything's been recalled.
So,
And
the
it's horrible.
government, yeah, the government wants to just regulate, the Democrats, when they're in power, want to just regulate the fuck out of us, to where, the consumer ends up paying more because of all the regulation. But what they need to regulate more is the food industry. And well, they want to regulate um, drilling and fracking and those kind of things, but they need to get more into what matters, is what, mainly what our kids are digesting, and they're not. And it's not it's strictly out of being bought and paid for by the food manufacturers. And again, when I say food, I mean people are being fed. It's not real food.
Mhm. But anyway, that was just, I had just found that on
Well, let's do some
TikTok.
more. Let's do some more research, and let's dive more into that next week. Give us some updates of what's going on uh, in the hurricanes and the recovery in North Carolina.
It's bad. It's really, really bad.
No, everybody. Joe Biden said everybody has everything they need. They don't need
And they're all
anything.
very
They're fine.
happy.
Everybody's
Mhm.
very happy, and they have everything they need.
I'm sure they're very happy with having to request thousands of body bags.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
and let me,
they got their
before
$750 loan.
I've seen this question a lot of why the numbers on the news and what they're reporting aren't real. I don't think people really get how it works, and you might do get how it works. Is that when bodies are not found, or they're unidentified by like next of kin, or they didn't have an identification on them, um, they're not being counted in the numbers.
Yeah.
So if there's no body, it's going to be a missing person forever. If they're not identified, which
Yeah.
I've seen lots and lots of videos, and these are people that are on the ground there The one girl is the one that does all the body bags and stuff, and they have requested thousands of body bags.
What I think they should do is they should release confirmed dead, and then next to that should be what's missing. Because I don't think you should just rule somebody dead, but they are dead. So at least count that number as missing. That's going to, that's an accurate number of what the storm did to this nation. Again, if you don't have a body, I don't think they should just be listed as dead. But we need to know who's still missing and who hasn't been recovered, because that's even, to me, that's even scarier than the ones whose bodies been found. Where are these people at?
Well, they found this guy alive, and this was probably the most. I was taking a walk today when I heard this one, and I almost fell to my knees. It was so. They found this guy alive, and he was buried in mud up to here.
Mm-hmm.
And this was a couple days ago. I think it was 4 days ago, and
that's been over 2 weeks. It's been 3 weeks.
They were trying to like rescue him, and he said, "No, I don't, just leave me here." And they're like, "No, we can't. We have to get you out of here." He's like, "No, my wife and baby are gone." And he's like, "No, we've been finding people all the time. Like, we just found you. We wouldn't think that we'd find you in the mud, like up to his neck. Like, I don't understand how you survived that long." But and he said, "No, they're gone." And he said, "Well, how do you know that?" He said, "Because they're under me."
Wow.
So there's people buried and that will never be found. There's no way they could be. And it's horrible what is going on there. Like, and the news isn't, I am just honestly flabbergasted that the news is not reporting on. This is such a catastrophe. It's a whole different, I mean, I'm hoping to go there next Friday.
Yeah, you're supposed to go next week, right?
But I'm also realizing that this is a lot more complex and probably slightly more dangerous than any disasters I've been to. Because it's like, I don't know where to start. I have no idea, because now it's getting cold. It's snowing. These people have no heat. They have no power. They have no water. Places are forcing people to go back to work. And how can you work when you're living in the apocalypse, literally the apocalypse? So like, this cannot be forgotten about. This is going to end up being another Maui. And I just looked at Maui.
And it has been forgotten about, D. It's been forgotten.
It has.
It's not been because of politics and because we are in an election right now. It has absolutely been forgotten about, and it's fucking sad.
It's sick, because I
Oh,
mean,
yeah,
if
you're right.
you
It's
see
sick.
these videos, you're like, what do we do? Like, what do we do as Americans to help these people? Because this is just so, I can't even like come up with, like, horrible doesn't even describe it, because I can't even imagine living the way these people are. They're living in tents. Meanwhile, we have illegals that are getting free rent in beautiful apartment complexes that I could never afford.
Yeah.
But we have Americans literally living in tents because they have lost everything.
Yep.
And they're being denied their $750. I don't think I've seen one person be approved. My friend was denied.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
The same friend who has no job because the hotel. You sent me some pictures of the hotel that she worked at. And she had a good job at the hotel.
Those are pretty
It's
graphic.
unbelievable the shape of this place. But that's just, they're so out of touch with reality, and the Democrats do not give a fuck about absolutely anybody. And they just have never seen a group of people that have absolutely no, just, it's so out of touch with reality. It's and you and I talked early in the week. Wait, before I move on, I get on this because when I get on this, I'm really going to probably go off. So before I get on Barack Obama, what anything else on the hurricanes that
Um,
our viewers need to know what they can do or what just give us anything on the hurricane.
I mean, I talked to people from Marshall, Chimney Rock, Asheville. When I did a live, I had a guy from Chimney Rock, and he is exposing the truth on TikTok.
I'd
And
love to have him on if he'd come on.
he's really busy because a lot of people are asking him to be on. Because I asked him, and he's busy. He also doesn't have a house. He
Yeah, no,
barely has
I get it. No, I understand that.
So, he's trying to do things when he can, but he said, like, if I make it up there, which I'm really praying that I can pull it off, um, then he will direct me to wherever needs help. But yeah, no, a lot of things and debunked a lot of things too, because there's a lot of misinformation. But my number one thing is we cannot let this be forgotten about.
No, I agree.
There is such devastation beyond what most of us can even comprehend. I mean, what probably anyone can comprehend. I mean, you have veterans out there that have been in war, and they're saying it is 10 times worse than anything they've ever seen. And so I'm just anybody find out ways to help, find out ways to donate, volunteer if you can. I mean, if you got tools, a car, time, go up there. It's only 8 hours from me. I'm just begging y'all, we cannot let these people. I mean,
Good
there's
for
going
you.
to be more people that die from this.
That's unbelievable.
So, yeah.
Well, speaking of false sense of reality, you and I talked earlier in the week and we talked about this. Barack Obama met with, and look, I said this in one of my videos. I'm going to give this disclaimer. Y'all have heard me motherfuck some people. Y'all have never heard me motherfuck Barack Obama because I just never felt like I don't agree with him on anything. We have no shared views, but I never just thought he was a bad person. I just didn't feel like he was one of them. Well, he's not one of them. He's worse than them. What that man did this week is despicable. Here we are. Here he is, a biracial man who is a millionaire worth $75 million, who never had a real job in their life, went to Harvard Law, and good for him for accomplishing those things. Was a community organizer, then a state senator, U.S. senator, and then United States president. And he's lecturing. Lecturing is saying nice, preaching, just pretty much degrading groups of black men, shaming them into voting for Kamala Harris because she is black. And if they don't vote for her, then they are sexist. What's your take on that?
That is
Despicable, yes.
That is horrible. Like, I genuinely feel bad for them for this fact that, like, I can't imagine a politician coming to a bunch of white people and saying what that man said. Like, could you imagine that? But
No.
they literally they race bait these people into voting for them, thinking that the melanin in their skin somehow affects their brain to be able to think for themselves. And I am so incredibly happy to see the extent of
Oh
how.
my God, it's unbelievable. The black men and black women
Oh
who are
yeah.
just enraged over this is very to me very comforting that they see through this. And you know, I, and I did a video on this week. I can't imagine. You're right. Can you imagine what any white man would be going through if he did something like that? But let's look deeper than that.
I think you're about to get into what's
So Barack Obama, one president of the United States, right? A lot of white people had to vote for him, right? If he would have gotten 100%, 100% of the black vote, still wouldn't have won president if he didn't get lots and lots and lots of white vote. He's had elections where he ran against white men and got more white vote than they did. So thank God for you, Barack, for your benefit, that white people don't follow the same philosophy of yours. Your philosophy is vote on racial lines.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if white people did that, you would have never been elected to anything, you dumbass. And he's an intelligent man, but he's just a charlatan, is what he is. He's a narcissistic charlatan.
Sorry.
Say it. Say it.
No, my cat's over here.
Oh, okay. Look like you had something you want to say.
No, it's literally horrible. Like, they are the most racist people, blatantly racist. They don't even care that they're racist, clearly, because they literally do it right in front of their faces. And for them to literally say that because of the color of your skin, if you're not voting for this woman, then you're sexist. But what's even crazier is if you go spiral a little deeper into this, they have race baited these people for so long.
That's what, yeah, that's
Kept
their,
them in these
that's a
communities.
that is a complete blueprint of the Democratic strategist. That's the blueprint.
They have kept them in these communities, kept them poor, kept them on the government, kept them voting for Democrat the exact same way, and they have literally kept them enslaved the entire time.
Mhm.
That is literally what these people have done, and it is so like, it is sick.
Do you think, this is a rhetorical question, but do you think that Barack Obama in the last 4 years had to look at price tags on groceries?
No,
Had to pay for, how many gallons of gasoline do you think that man had to pay for?
none.
And he's going to stand in front of working class men, and I don't care if it's black or white,
Mhm.
men, working class men who are struggling, and as a man, I'm not a person who thinks that women shouldn't work and women should just stay in the kitchen, but I do think that men, there's a responsibility of men. And there's a pressure, and women have this, that's a different type of pressure. Women do have pressure too. Men have pressure. The pressure of supporting your family and providing for your family is just a phenomenal pressure on men. And you're going to stand in front of these fucking men who are working their ass off every fucking day, and you're going to lecture them to vote for the person. Okay? You're telling them, hey, if you don't vote for this person, you're a sexist. The same person who caused your fucking problem, who has caused the issues in this country with the economy and the immigration. Fuck you, Barack Obama.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. Like, he has done pissed everybody off. Like, he has pissed everybody off because I'm just,
he didn't win. That thing backfired like I've never seen anything.
good. And I'm so here for watching these people completely expose themselves. I mean, the past few months, they have completely wide open exposed themselves. And even today, I think I screenshotted some of them. I was reading comments on a post, and it didn't update to my to my iPad. But yeah, I was reading comments, and people are like, I was voting for Kamala, but I can't now after the way she handled the hurricane, after what Brock said. Like, they are finished. The only possible way these people, number one, Trump had the most black vote out of any Republican president ever with 26. That's never
Ever.
happened. So now you got the whole hood vote for him. You got people in the Bronx that I was watching this video of this guy. He was from I didn't even know Trump went to the Bronx, like the hood of the Bronx. And they were like, we've never had a president.
Trump doesn't give a fuck. He will go
That's what this guy
anywhere.
was saying. He's like, we've never had a president come here that actually cared about us and talked to us like people. And he wasn't even scared. He didn't care. He acted like these were his streets. And he's like, so then the guy started walking around to like the hood and was asking everybody who they're voting for. They're like, Trump. They're like, that's the real first black president.
Yeah, he just has a, it's. So did you watch the Kamala interview tonight?
After you guys said that, yes, I did. Holy crap. I don't even think you could do it worse.
Well, let me tell you this. I didn't think it was possible, but I got dumber tonight. Listening to that, I am fucking dumber than ever. I've never seen anything, but I'm sure, and I haven't watched any of these liberal stations because I just can't do it tonight. I'm sure that tomorrow on The View, they're going to say how great that she did. First off,
how can you spin that?
First off, she was very angry. I think she was drunk. I think she's drunk a lot. She was very angry. Oh yeah, she's alcoholic. She was very angry because she wasn't allowed. This shows a real person. She wasn't allowed to control the interview like she has controlled every other one that she's done. Brett Baer, I think he did the best job that he could. He pressed her, but you can't press somebody, and she wasn't even talking in the same vicinity of the question. It wasn't just she was kind of dodging. It was, what's your economic plan? Trump's mean. Everything was just Trump's mean. Trump's hates.
He's like, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. Like, I'm talking, like, what are you going? We're not talking about Donald Trump. Donald Trump's not president. What? That even right when she first started, and he asked her about how many immigrants. She was I don't even know. She went like so far down the highway. I don't know where she went. But I'm like,
don't think she didn't say that she's middle class and people cared about their yard. She didn't say that tonight. But other than that, it's the same word salad shit that she's been doing, and it's just it's really I think I think she's done. I really starting to feel the momentum of Trump again, and we're 20 days out. So I think they should have kept her. She was getting a lot of pressure to do these interviews, and shit, I think she did bad tonight, but she's done. She bombed The View. I mean, she went on The View and bombed that interview.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, she hasn't had a successful interview yet. So, it's worse. And look, the polls. I'm not a big person on polls because
I think they're BS.
I know I've been involved in too many polls, and I know how they could be manipulated. Polls are showing these swing states. He's jumping. He's really jumping on these swing states.
No, he'll take North Carolina again.
He's going to take North Carolina. If North Carolina was up for grabs, it's not anymore after the way this was handled.
So
I hear he's up in Arizona a couple points. Georgia, he's up for it.
Said, well, she lost my vote. I wanted to see what she was going to do for America, and I actually liked her, but she showed that she's not for America, and she doesn't have my vote. I'll be voting for Trump. And so many other people said, same here, same here, same here. I was like, girl, you're done. You might as well just go home because this is just too much work for you. You're there now. And then Bill Clinton.
You're going to make me say it tonight, aren't you?
Bill Clinton came out and
You're gonna make me talk about Slick Willie, aren't you?
but here's the thing. He said, well, maybe if they were vetted, then this girl wouldn't have been raped and murdered. Really? Well, imagine that concept.
But then he blamed it on Trump with this this fucking. And I went off on this last night. I don't know if you watched last night on Two Finger Tuesday. I had Rich Crumman. So give you a short story on who Rich is. So Rich and Tom Wells are friends, and Rich and Jason Kiefer are friends. And I had Rich on one night. So Jason from One More Mad here. That Jason. Sorry. The Jason that's on the show with us.
No, my daughter.
Okay. Anyway, all right. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were having a brain freeze on who Jason is. We were texting earlier. So anyway, so Jason and Rich are friends, and Rich happened to be with Tom one night. We were going on. I said, man, invite Rich. So he came on, and then Rich and his dad came on. His dad's a retired Cincinnati police officer. So they came on, and then it was Rich that got Jason and I hooked up and me on Jason's show. So Rich, he's come on a couple times. So he came on last night, and I kind of told him, I'm so tired of hearing about this fucking Border Patrol bill, because that's all they've got. And I don't know why they haven't shoved that up their ass. The reason why they have that bill failed.
Oh, I know why.
Well, it was tied into so much other stuff. That's what they do with these bills. It was tied into money for Ukraine and other things. But here's my point on the border. We don't need any more laws. We don't need any more fucking bills. And she keeps going back to what would put 1,500 Border Patrol officers. Okay, first off, you can add all the fucking positions that you want. You have openings right now. You have, I think, 1,000 openings right now. Well, you can't fill those because nobody wants to be a fucking Border Patrolman when they're not allowed to do their job. It's real simple. We don't need laws. We don't need bills. We need an administration who supports the fucking Border Patrol and supports the laws that we have and enforces the laws that we have. That's what we need. We have all the laws. It's just like when people talk about gun control. There's all the laws that you need for gun control. You know what? The problem is not law-abiding citizens committing crimes. The problem is illegally obtained and illegally possessed firearms. That's the problem, is what's caused in our nation. We have laws already. So let the people who are responsible, the Border Patrol, the cops on the street, do their fucking job, put people in prison, have a massive deportation. That's how you handle this. And I'm so tired of hearing about these fucking, that's what they go back to. It's kind of like the, I know you're a lot younger than me, but it's kind of like if you've seen the movie Knocked Up.
I'm not that much younger.
Okay, well, you are a lot younger. You're 20 years younger than me. So you know what I'm talking about, the movie Knocked Up?
Yeah.
Where he's doing the dice roll dance? That's their dice roll dance. You know why? Because that's really all they got. They got one fucking thing, that damn bill that they say that Trump killed. And you know what?
Trump's not in office, so how did he kill it?
Because that's all they got. That's what she went back to tonight.
Well, here's the thing. That bill was going to expedite people becoming citizens.
Yes.
That are illegal. That's what that bill is.
Adding judges. We need more judges. Adding defense attorneys. That's something Rich.
Anyone that came here for asylum, it was going to expedite them. I mean, if you go, I read through a lot of it. Obviously, not 900 freaking pages, but I to be able to summarize what was in it. And yeah, it was anyone that has come here for asylum, which is all of them, it was going to expedite the process for them to become legal citizens.
But they threw some fluff in there, like Border Patrol agents knowing damn well it doesn't matter. They could say, "Hey, we're gonna approve 1 million more Border Patrol agents." We'll go fucking hire them. You can't hire them. Who wants to do the job?
And so there was
It is a shit job, man. It really is.
there was a separation of the bill, because the first one had all the nonsense of money going all over the place, and of course that got shot down. Then they reintroduced it without that in it. Obviously they put that in something else, and that's when it got shot down again, because no, we don't want these people becoming legal citizens.
Well, that they
It
want
should not be expedited.
Because what happens when you become a citizen? What happens? You can do what then? Vote.
Mm-hmm.
Comes down to one thing. It comes down to whatever it takes to keep the Democrat establishment in power. That's all it comes down to. I don't give a fuck about anything else. And Donald Trump's mean. That's all it's about.
I think a lot of people are seeing past this, which is really,
well, people don't want
really
to be insulted. And what Barack Obama did this week was one of the absolute most insulting things that I've ever seen. And I'm glad when you said it tonight about you use the word racism. One of the terms I hate the most is reverse racism. What is that? I don't even know what that even is. Racism is racism. It doesn't matter who's committing it on the other person. It doesn't matter what somebody's race is. Racism is racism. And Barack Obama proved he is a fucking racist.
And any race can be racist.
Yeah.
And that's
there's no reverse racism. It's fucking racism.
That's where they will get you, is they say, well, Barack Obama can't be racist. Well, I'm pretty sure racist.
We'll look it up in the
race. If you are a race, you can be racist. Like, that's how that works. Any race can be racist. And like, if you look up the definition of racism, it is if you think that your race is superior to somebody else's. What Barack Obama did was so racist. And I hope half those men left there like, what? Like, y'all just got a lecture from your dad.
Yeah. From a biracial millionaire who hasn't had to go grocery shopping probably ever in his life. Mm-hmm. Who haven't had to worry about how I'm going to pay for my kids' medical care or their education or anything like that. And we are tired of being lectured by people who have no sense of reality. Movie stars and athletes, man, fuck you. Get the fuck out of here.
Jen Garner, I'm slightly devastated about.
Well,
she's a goner. She's a goner. I don't know if you saw the video of her.
No, I try not to watch
it. Anything sexier than a man that is like, oh, Kamala? I was like,
yeah, and look at these groups. We got so many groups. Oh, did you see this? I thought it was a freaking skit. Did you see this? Men for Kamala. I'm a man. I drink bourbon. I'm real. Did you see that? I thought it was a skit, and it's a real fucking thing. You haven't seen that? Oh, I'll have to find it and send it to you. It's unbelievable, and it's for real. You would swear when I send you that it was a Saturday Night Live skit, and it's real.
Have you seen
guy barbecuing, saying he's a man's man, he's a real man, and he's not afraid. Real men are not afraid to vote for a woman. And some big fat guy barbecued. It was ridiculous. It's unbelievable.
Have you seen Gwen Walls?
She is some. Oh, we're gonna get on Tampon Timmy in a minute. On what?
No, we need to talk about her really quick. Like,
I don't talk about her. This woman's. There's something seriously wrong with her too. I mean, being married to him.
My whole thing is like, I invite any liberal to talk shit to me. Like, please do it, because I will whip out all of these videos and ask you if you are effing serious that you would vote for that. I am just so thankful that I am not a liberal, because I cannot imagine somebody singing their little Yankee Doodle Dandy freaking song to me and like, hold on.
She's so
You've seen this?
every time she speaks, she's so the word that comes to mind, she's so patronizing. She patronizes, she's just that's all she does.
Have you seen this video that I'm talking about?
I
I'm just
try
gonna
not
let you
to,
listen to it really
yeah, let
quick.
me listen to it because I try not to watch her. It's like fingernails on a chalkboard is her fucking voice.
Oh, this is beyond. This
When
is
team comes on the field, we will all stand up and cheer. So the other team will never yield, and we won't forget we're here. We will fight for victory, and when we will conquer every the team comes on the field, we will.
That's what this
you cannot be serious.
that's what this country has come to. That's unbelievable. That's
Imagine
really,
world leaders seeing that.
yeah. Yeah. I don't know what the second lady, what she actually is supposed to do, but God help us on that one. So have you
Oh, but
seen speaking?
it's not just her, it's all of them. And they all
Yeah.
talk about
Oh,
turning
look
the
at the wannabe first gentleman. Look at him. All the stuff that's coming out on him with beating women.
Who?
Kamala's husband.
Oh, I actually just saw something about that like an hour ago.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it.
So have you, but I know I sent it to you earlier, but about what's coming out on Timmy?
Mhm.
It's not shocking. I've been
No,
telling
but
you, I've
all
been telling
pedophiles.
I've been telling you motherfuckers for 2 months, something's wrong with this guy. And I've said it, and it's not a joking matter, but I have said it lightheartedly and I meant it. Somebody needs to check his trunk, somebody needs to check his basement. He's got kids locked up in his basement. And somebody's coming out on him right now. But of course, the mainstream media is not going to pick it up and look. I think that when you make accusations like that, they should be extremely vetted before people really pick it up. But I've been looking at it and I think there's going to be some validity to it. It's way too detailed.
Mhm.
There's way too much details. It wasn't just some kind of guy. There's just some person saying, "Hey, Timmy touched me." There's some stories behind it. There's some validity to the relationship. Now, I don't think it ever could be proven if he actually did it. It's been so long ago, but there's some validity to the actual relationship. And there's some validity to there being meetings about this and him no longer being a teacher after that.
I
So,
don't doubt it at all. Look at that. I mean, number one, look at him. Number two, look at her.
yeah.
That is like pedo vibes times 100. And I mean, just like you said, like you have to look at these stories and see the detail. I just read a really crazy story accuser that just came out against. I was like, I don't know if this is true. And then I read it and I was like, oh, there's way too much detail in this
Yeah, you got to look at
for
the
this
details of
not to
that.
be true. And
I'd
if
have
that was not true, then that's very crazy that anybody would come up with stories like that.
I'd want I'd want somebody that really deals with victims of sex crimes to look at that and give me their opinion uh, on the validity of that. Because I'm gonna tell you that. But of course, it doesn't matter what comes out. The media is not going to touch that. Right? The mainstream media is not going to touch that.
Nope. And the problem with these victims is, and this is something that unfortunately I know about, is people don't believe them because it's always hearsay unless there's proof. And a lot of victims do not get justice on this. And so if there's not proof, there is no justice.
Yeah.
That this person most likely will not get any justice. But I mean, I
Well,
do not put it past any of them. I think they're all pedos.
yeah, that is the party of the pedophilia for sure. You know, you don't hear too many of them being Republican.
No, and like I said, if they ever want to come call JD Vance weird again, I'm whipping out all the Gwen Waltz videos. All
Okay.
of them.
So you know my theory on that. Say it first. That's all they did, D. That's all they fucking did was, hey, they looked at themselves, hey, we're pretty fucking weird, so let's call them weird first. I know you are, but what am I? You know, that's why they called it first. Is, you know, like I've told you before, when somebody says it's not about the money, it means it's about the money. So they come out and said, hey, they're weird, and it caught on and it got catchy because of the mainstream media. Well, after everything you've seen in the interviews you've seen in this debate, JD Vance is far from weird. But old Tampon,
I actually really like him now.
I do too. After the debate and after those interviews he's done, when he shut them people, I didn't know him.
Yeah.
His speech from the RNC was not impressive.
Mm-mm.
So, but you know what? I don't judge people from predetermined speeches that are on a teleprompter.
Well, I don't know. It actually wasn't terrible to me. I thought it was very.
It wasn't terrible, but I didn't get warm and fuzzy. I didn't get excited about it. When I seen the way that man goes under pressure, that's what I want to see. I want to see when you got pressure put on you, how you going to roll? How are you going to act? How are you going to respond? And I like what I see when it comes to him. So I am a Vance fan.
Yeah, me too.
And I've hated Tampon Tim since 2020 with the George Floyd stuff. But this man, there is something seriously, seriously wrong with him. I know it was too late, but to get him out. But do you think Kamala is like, what in the fuck have I done?
Well, she was gonna go for Roy Cooper, which is the North Carolina.
Just as bad for what you tell us.
Oh, he's fucking horrible. He is. Oh, don't even get me started on my blood pressure's gonna go way up. I hate that man more than anything in the whole freaking probably out of any of them, honestly.
So what as we wind down close to our hour, what else we want to hit on tonight?
There was something else and I can't think of it. Oh, where's Biden? Anyone know where Biden is?
I don't think anybody.
Oh, wait. Okay, so this is actually what I wanted.
But I don't know who the fuck is running the country. I mean, they've run it in the ground, but I don't know who's running the country.
Number one, we didn't see Kamala Harris over the past 3.5 years. We saw Biden. Literally, me and my best friend be like, "Is there even a vice president?" She's we never see her. Well, now all of a sudden she's calling Ron DeSantis during hurricanes, and I love her.
Oh,
I always hit her
hold on. You didn't like him that much beforehand. Remember, you kind of got on me when I told you I was a DeSantis guy over Trump. And
I like his handling of hurricanes.
Oh no, he's a leader. No, I get it. He is a leader, and
still skeptical, but I like how he handles hurricanes, and he is about the Floridians, and that's it.
He is. Yep. Look the way he handled COVID.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's hard to argue on his ability, and he is definitely good on that. So let's touch on this because I want to get your opinion because I've been on this for the last couple of days. How familiar you are with what happened in Arkansas with the 36-year-old father of a 14-year-old girl who shot and killed 67-year-old man who had, now I think she may have went willingly, but it's still an abduction in my book because of her age. But he had sexually assaulted her during the summer. Was arrested, was out on bond. She somehow she goes missing, is with him. He ends up finding them, pursues the run. He runs, he gets in a pursuit of them. The man has his daughter. He's pursuing them. He catches them. He's able to secure his daughter, and then a confrontation happens, and he kills the man. And he is now being charged with first-degree murder.
You're serious?
Yep. And I'm on a big tear about that. There is, and Rich and I
I'll absolutely go down for that.
So Rich and I talked about this last night, and I'd like a woman's view on this. And you have a daughter, I have a daughter. I mean, I am not as far right maybe as people may think I am, but my background as far as I believe in rehabilitation, I believe in second chances, I believe in criminal justice reform, I believe in some extent of those things, but not in the case of pedophilia. A pedophile, there is no rehabilitating a pedophile. There is no, there's only one thing that solves that, and that's a bullet right between the fucking eyes. That's it. And I don't talk strong about me. That's one thing. You know, we have a real bad addiction problem in this country. And a lot of times, and I have a friend who's in a rehab right now, and I went and visited him this past weekend. You take that drug addiction away, he's no different than us. Pedophilia, if he is successful in this rehab, then he could be a productive citizen. There's no other issue with him. Everything he has wrong with him goes back to drug addiction. Pedophilia, there's no cure for that. The only cure for that is a bullet between the eyes. That's how strong I feel about it. And we are failing when it comes in this country. We are failing when it comes to dealing with pedophiles. Give me your take on that.
Anyone ever touches my daughter,
they're dead. And that's where they should be. They're dead.
Let me just tell you, my last name's not Looney for no reason. And they're going to find out real quick why my last name's Looney. Anyone tries to mess with my daughter,
I just think that there's one thing.
I will gladly go down for it too.
You know, we all say, hey, man, I'm going to do this. Well, this man in Arkansas fucking did. He did exactly what you said you will do. All right. He did exactly what I say I will do. So you know what? He fucking did it. We need to try to stand behind him.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to have a hard time. You know, my wife and I talked about this last night, and she feels like it does meet the statute. You kind of have to charge him, but there's no way he gets prosecuted. There's no way that a reasonable prosecutor is going to take that to trial thinking he's going to get a conviction. But technically, when you look at it by the law, he did commit a crime. It was, I don't think it's definitely not, I mean, I don't know, man. I just think I don't think there'll ever be a law, because you don't want vigilantism. Because what if it wasn't proven? You know, what if it was just an accusation and it turned out that it wasn't? But this man had done it.
I'm just, I can't even think about it because I get worked up. Like, touch my daughter, you do anything to my daughter, and you're going to have to deal with me. And especially something like that, I will gladly go down for that.
Yeah.
If it means saving my daughter and protecting my daughter, sorry about you.
So when are you when are you planning on going to North Carolina? That's next week. So we'll have that'll be after. So that'll be after next Wednesday, right?
Yes.
So you'll be able to give us a little more details of what your mission is.
I'm just going out there. Hopefully, like I said, I'm kind of realizing that this is a lot more complex than and snow and stuff. But I know that they desperately need heaters, blankets, coats, warmer, any type of heaters. That's what they're really looking for. Because even if these people have power, they still don't have heat because they're living in flood damaged homes.
I think we need to do a live show from there. And when you're on the ground, and give us a report of what is needed there and what we can do. I'm sure you're going to hook up with somebody down there, that some organization or some group. And I know you're going to find a way to figure out what is needed down there. So I think we should do something live from there.
I'll try to, but I don't know how much service I'll have. Number one. Number two, I'm only going to be there till Sunday. So I'm going to record, like I'm going to take videos and stuff.
Okay.
But
Then maybe we can put something together on the week after that and make that show about highlighting what you've learned and the things that you did while you were there.
yeah.
Okay. Anything else in closing?
I think that's it.
All right. Appreciate everybody joining. We had a pretty good crowd tonight. So until next week, McGee and Looney are out.
Bye.